Hello everyone, it's your girl Sola Jania. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be talking about submission. This word has been thrown around so easily. It has the word has lost its value because of how much it has been misused. Alright, let's go back to the good old days of Google. Based on Google, submission is yielding to a superior force. Now, in the African society in the Christian society in Africa, we are so bent, especially the men with low self-esteem, which is majority of them, are so bent on the fact that my wife must submit to me, a woman must submit to a man, a woman must submit to a man. They will meet you out in the open and you guys have a discussion and you want to talk about something. The next thing, when they feel like you're winning the argument or you're winning whatever they are doing or you're just winning in life, there will be this man that just hates that you're winning in life and feel like they should belittle you and go like, well, at the end of the day, you are just a woman. You have to submit to me. Firstly, the Bible didn't say a woman should submit to any Jack and Jill just because he has something in the middle of his leg. In the middle of his legs, basically. No. And secondly, the Bible did says, wives, submit your husbands. That is Ephesians 5:22. But if you go up Ephesians, if you just go up Ephesians, just one step up, Ephesians 5:21 says, submit he one to another as reverence to Christ. Explain to me how there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You jump one, you jump two, and you want to capitalize on the lower one. Meanwhile, the first one is a covering for everything that's at the bottom. And these are things that you will hardly hear Ephesians 5:21 being preached in churches. You will hardly hear it. You will hardly hear it. And I can bet you this, majority of the men who are so obsessed with Ephesians 5:22, which is wives should submit to their wife, forgetting that there's Ephesians 21 that says submit he one to another, are usually the men with low self-esteem, are usually the men who cannot compare to their fellow man. So they are looking for who they could be better than, who they could feel like they're better than, even though they are not better than. Now they capitalize on Ephesians 5:22. Another thing with the African mindset is that we are linking suffering and wickedness to submission. I don't know who started this mindset, but let me debunk it today. Submission has nothing to do with suffering. Submission has nothing to do with suffering. Making that woman use firewood to cook instead of a gas has nothing to do with submission. That's you as a man being wicked. You are a bloody wicked man. Making that woman to give birth per the vajayjay, knowing very well the doctor had said it is risky. So they have to do a CS to save both the mom and the child. But you as a man being the one to call the shot and say, no, you will have to go through it because my mom went through it, has nothing to do with submission. That is you being a wicked demon that you are. You're just a wicked demon. You're one of devil's right-hand men. Refusing to get up in the middle of the night and suit your baby that is crying, saying that no, that is for the mom. It has nothing to do with submission. That is you being an incompetent dad. Refusing to help your wife, saying that house chores are for women and it makes women more submissive when they do house chores and when they do it the hard way. Like making your wife use a grinding stone or a mortar and pestle instead of getting her a blender. Like, let me bring this to your knowledge. China has made everything so cheap that you can get cheap blenders. Refusing to buy that and having the mindset that oh, she has to do it the way my mom used to do it, or my mom does it because it's going to help her be more submissive. You are just an illiterate, and you are a wicked devil. You are not different from the devil. You are destined with him. You are wicked. And I hope your wife realized that early and walk away. Because I promise you, there is nothing you will gain from being with a wicked man. A man that that chooses to ignore Ephesians 5:21, a man who has connected submission with suffering and wickedness, a man who watch you sweat and even end up losing your life just because he thinks it makes you more submissive. Let me tell you, I'll say this again. Most of the African men who are so obsessed with Ephesians 5:21, which has to do with wife, Ephesians 5:22, which has to do with wife submit to your husband, are usually the men with low self-esteem. Are usually the men who cannot compare to their fellow man. The fellow men are ballers. That fellow men are out there calling the shots and doing things. That fellow men decided to do the work on themselves because they don't want their wife to suffer. And they know they cannot compare to that because they don't even have the guts to heal themselves or to go for therapy. They think that the best thing is to do is to get a woman, make link and practice the wicked form of submission I have in my mind on her in order to help me feel more like a man and make me feel superior to someone just because I feel inferior to my friends. That's just it. Whether you accept it or not, that's just it. That's just it. Ephesians, now let me educate you on Ephesians 5:21. It says, submit ye one to another. You and your wife submit to each other. You and your wife forgive each other. I'm not saying I'm not saying on things forgive each other basically, but not on things like cheating. Cheating is supposed to be a deal breaker because you're basically choosing someone else over your wife. So you're better off going with the person. But back to what I'm saying. Um um Submit you one to another. I give my opinion, you consider it. You don't necessarily need to act on my opinion, but you respect them enough to consider them. You give yours, I consider them. I voice my complaints, you consider them. You voice your complaints, I consider them. That is it. We both have inputs. It is not like one is a master, the other is a slave. No, no, we already passed that era, right? We're in the 21st century. We are no longer in that era. And this statement that men, a lot of these men with low self-esteem who are very, very incompetent use that they use and they go, my mom did it. Your mom was an unhappy woman who was stuck with your stupid self and your father as your stupid father too. And let me tell you, if your mom had an option, she will walk away. But guess what? In the 90s, when women walk away from marriages, they were laughed. They were laughed at. They become a disgrace to the society. So some of them could not bear it. Some of them even got unalive for leaving the marriage. Yeah, your mom didn't have an option. Your mom was miserable. Your mom was depressed. And you want to continue the same practice on your wife? Oh no, you deserve to be alone or get married to your dad. Well, with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye. Like I said, submission. Ephesians 5:21. Submit you one to another. Submission has nothing to do with suffering. Bye.